Brahmanaspate, Brahmanaspate, Patimasyai, Patimasyai, Rochaya. Brahmanaspate, Patimasyai, Rochaya. Atharva 14:131. Atharva 14:131. Atharva 14:131. Brahmanaspate, it is in the vocative case, Sambodhana. Brahma, of course, knowledge. Pati Parakshane, one who is the protector of, one is the savior of, one is the source of jnana, knowledge. He is Brahmanaspate. It is the same name given to the only one God, Satchidananda. Brahmanaspate is addressed to him. I have a prayer with you, O Satchidananda. And what is that prayer? It says, Patim asyai rochaya. Patim asyai rochaya. Rochaya. Richa Priti Sevanayoho. Richa Priti Sevanayoho. Rochaya. So it's a prayer. Pati must say to this husband of mine, oh God, let him love me. Simple. Let this husband of mine love me, oh God. Now the converse is also true. Let this wife of mine love me. That's a prayer by the husband. Finally, the result is both of them are praying God so that they love one another. And that love is the greatest bondage between husband and wife. That is fine. That's fine. But one very important thing is, if you want to be loved by someone, yes, the wife by the husband or the husband by the wife, they should deserve it. They should deserve it. It's not by demand. It's not by demand. We shall lead such a life, our relationship with the better half, with the partner, shall be in such a way that they will wholeheartedly love us. So shall be our relationship, so shall be our behavior, so shall be our affinity towards the other partner. Another thing we have seen already, prayer is not just asking for something. Prayer should get itself translated into determination. Prarthana vai sankalpaha. Mere prayer is of no use. When I say, let my husband love me, oh God, It means I shall be leading my life, I shall have my relationship with my husband in such a way that he will love me. It's not by command, it's not by demand, but it is a voluntarily expressed love by the husband to the wife, and it is possible only when wife reciprocates it, number one, while she deserves it. Same way the other round. A husband wants the wife to love him on her own, He has to reciprocate, and at the same time he has to be deserving for that love. It's the love that binds the two. Now, one thing I had expressed earlier also in the previous classes, while discussing about this relationship between husband and wife. Now, this is very much understandable for a person having the Vedic culture as the background, the Indian culture as the background. But it's the same for all. When I say Vedic culture or the Indian culture as a background, I mean from the point of view of origin. Those who have got that background will understand this very easily. But for other cultures, it may appear somewhat peculiar, but that is true for them also. Because the bondage or the love between husband and wife is not temporary. It's not something to be broken on flimsy grounds. It's a relationship which is for a long period. How long? Jaradashtir yatha saha. Elsewhere, another Veda mantra says, Jaradashtir yatha saha. Till we are old. In youth, we come together. In youth, we get into grahasthashram. In youth, we get into wedlock. And this will continue till our old age. It's a long journey we have got. And this long journey, we are co-passengers. You are with me, I am with you. To say this is very easy. But to finally realize this, practice it and make it practical is by the effort of both husband and wife. They have to do several things. They have to be friendly with one another. They have to be transparent with one another. They have to be faithful with one another. They should be able to understand the pleasure and pains of the partner. So many things are there. They have to adjust, they have to accommodate, they have to sacrifice. Now, only when all these things happen, yes, the relationship between the bondage between husband and wife will become strong, stronger and strongest. And that keeps them going till their old age. And that's a goal. And to achieve all these things, the relationship between husband and wife should be unique. One wife to one husband to one wife. Over. No polyandry, no polygamy. Only then this can be done harmoniously in a convergent way. In polyandry and polygamy, it is not convergent, it is divergent. Distributed, it's not distributed, it is integrated. Another very important thing is every person, man or wife, it doesn't matter, every person has got one's own strong points and weak points, strengths and weaknesses. Every one of us, we have strengths, we have weaknesses. Generally, weaknesses are not visible, on the face of it, unless we come in close contact with them and start living with them. When you start living with the husband or the wife, yes, we will be able to know their weaknesses, hidden weaknesses. The whole problem starts there. Once you know their weaknesses, it's really difficult to love them. But Real love is that where the strengths and weaknesses of the partner are accepted wholeheartedly. Yes, we say, yes, you are my life partner, these are your strengths, these are your weaknesses. Yes, I accept you with all your strengths and weaknesses. What next? What next? To overcome your weakness, I shall help you, I shall assist you. And to overcome my weaknesses, you help me. We'll gradually overcome our weaknesses, develop, enhance our strengths, and make our bondage more strong. And it is an opportunity for us to overcome our weaknesses. That is grahasthashram, that is the wedlock. Out of this wedlock, it is not as easy as this to overcome our weaknesses. It is easy here because we are bound to one another, husband to wife and wife to husband. We are bound. We are treating our lives as one. Though physically we are two, as far as our personality is concerned, as far as our life is concerned, we are making it one. How? There is one more Veda mantra, I discussed it. Samapo hridayani now. Let our hearts become one. Let our thoughts become one. Let our way of life become one. Let our goal become one. Let our path be the same. How? To what extent? Here they give one metaphor. They say, Samapo hridayani now. Apaha means water. Some means together. Say we have got two vessels containing water. We take a third vessel, and the water from the first and the second vessel is poured into the third vessel. Now, in the third vessel, it is impossible for us to identify which part of the water is from one and which part of the water is from two. Both are same. They mingle, they mix so harmoniously that we cannot identify, we cannot separate them together. This is a metaphor they give for the relationship between husband and wife. They should merge with one another in such a way that we should not be able to identify separately their entities. They mix so well, they become so harmonious. That is the ideal what is given in the Vedas. And achieving this is the purpose of grahasthashram, the marriage. This is the purpose. It's not just be there, satisfy our physical needs, and get away. No. Of course, satisfying physical needs are there, plus giving mental support to one another, moral support to one another, and helping one another to achieve their spiritual goals. Sharirika, Manasika, and Adhyatmika. Each has got a role to play, and each demands contribution from the partners for a long period. Not for 1 day or 2 days. For a long period it has to go. So this is the goal and purpose of both husband and wife. Naturally, they feel that the other person is inevitable. And without that person, they cannot live. Without the support of the partner, they cannot exist. Or the existence without the partner becomes meaningless. Either way, you can take it any way. Now, yes, at that point of time, this prayer is answered. O God, protector of knowledge, protector of greatness, Brahmanaspate. Then there's a prayer, let me be loved by my husband. Let me be loved by my wife. After all this exercise, only that happens. Otherwise, prayer becomes blank. Prayer becomes just a prayer and it will never be answered because there is no input to make this prayer successful, to make this prayer real. So it is Brahmanaspate Patimasyai Rochaya. Patimasyai Rochaya. Next. Tvam Samragni Adhipatyurastam. Adhi is Mahaprana. Adhipatyurastam. And I spell it is Patihi Astam. Patyurastam. Paretya. Patyurastam Paretya. Tvam Samragni Adhipatyurastam Paretya. Atharva 14.143. 14.143. It goes with Shiva Siona Patiloke Vi Raja. Shiva Siona Patiloke Vi Raja. That's Atharva 14.164. One is 14.143, other is 14.164. Shiva Siona Patiloke Vi Raja.
Sharmaji.
Yes, please.
Shivana Patiloke Viraja nasti va?
Shiva Siona. Siona. Half vowel sa, yes, and ya. Full vowel, Siona. Shiva Siona Patiloke Vi Raja. Atharva 14.164. So both pieces of Veda mantra speak about the same concept. Yesterday we were discussing about the tradition, the background of one practice. That is, after marriage, wife moving to the husband's house. Wife changing her living place to the husband's place. That we are discussing. Now, keeping that in mind, there are several reasons. Few reasons we discussed yesterday or in the previous class. Now she's advised. Okay, you go to your husband's house. Go to your husband's house, and there you become the queen of that house. Samragni is queen. You be the queen in that house. That is the real place of a wife in the house. She is the queen of the house. She is not just another member. She is the queen of the house. Now, when she can become the queen? It's very clear when she behaves like a queen, not otherwise. When her character, when her personality, when whatever she does is befitting to a queen, yes, she becomes a queen. She earns that capacity as a queen. She earns it. Because of her love and sacrifice to all the members in her in-laws' house. Be that How she does it? Simple. She treats her father-in-law and mother-in-law as she would have treated her father and mother. She has her brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and she treats them as though they are her own brothers and sisters. She never discriminates between my relative and the relative of the husband. Now, please remember, when I speak of these things, it is two-way. It's two-way. One way is expressed, the other way is implied. One is expressed, one is implied. The husband too cares his father-in-law and mother-in-law as his own father and mother. He considers the brother and sister of his wife as his own brother and sister. So whatever she does is perfectly reciprocated. Reciprocated. The same thing is given back. Has to be given back. It's not one way, it is two way. One way is expressed, the other way is implied. So when she does like that and works for the welfare of the family, that's the family of the husband where she has gone, yes, she deserves to be treated and respected as the queen of the house. Samragni. And in other Veda mantra it says, let Veda guide you in all this process. And Vedas, the right knowledge, be with you always in this endeavor. So if the wife, in the light of the Vedas, and I say Veda, you should be very careful. It is something which is universal in nature. It is not restricted to any one gender, caste, creed, race, nationality. That we are clear already. Vedas contain guidelines which help us to improve the quality of our life. At the individual level, at the family level, at the social level, and the global level. If we take those instructions, it will improve definitely the quality of life at all levels. So, and that is our guide. When that we have taken as a guide, which is to be implemented in our family, yes, the family will progress, the family will flourish, and the one who is responsible for that, that's the wife, shall be treated as the queen of the house. So be that, be that. It's not just an advice, it's a practical advice. It is not just a wish, but it's a wish supported by action, practice. Shiva Syona Patiloke Viraja. Shiva is Shiva Kalyane, welfare giving. Syona. Syona is bright. So being bright, being welfare giving, in your Patiloke, in the house of your husband, Viraja, you shine. You shine. V is in a special way. You shine in a special way. Shiva Syona Patiloke Viraja. Now, because you lack these things, there's a true relationship between husband and wife doing like this, or husband doing like this. The problem is the whole familial structure is collapsing everywhere. It's not at all built elsewhere. But here, way back in India, and where we have got the background of Vedic culture and human culture to a great extent, here it was quite strong. But even that is becoming weaker and weaker nowadays. Because so many influences, starting from Western culture and other cultures to invasion of modern thoughts. Modern thoughts, it is more mundane. It emphasizes on the material things, and on the psychological and spiritual front, they lack so many things. So the bondage between husband and wife is becoming weaker and weaker. But if you follow these instructions, that will make strong. And in the strong family, yes, husband and wife, they shine. Husband and wife make it happy, peaceful. Now, this is very, very important to understand. There are so many guidelines given to see that this happens, not just an imagination, it's not just a wishful thinking. It is something where we have to practice, implement, and review again and again. It's a process. It's a process. It's not one day's work. And things will not happen overnight. We get the results only when we do it again and again. On the process we work on, and it will happen over a period. Shine in your husband's place. Because of your personality, because of your sacrifice, because of your love, because of your extending your cooperation and love to all the members of the family. And be the queen of that house. Now, because the family structure is becoming dilute, as I said, because of invasion of material things and because of the invasion of Western culture, where this vivaha samskara is not visualized properly. Of course, wedlock is there. Wedlock is there. But more than that, nowadays, instead of wedlock, the live-in has come in. So a man and a male and a female, they live together. No bondage. No samskara, no guidance, nothing. There the emphasis is on their physical relationship, and this dimension of mental relationship and the spiritual relationship is totally missing. The values are changing. Because of that, the whole family structure is becoming dilute and dilute. The bondage is becoming weaker and weaker. Now, when that is the case, understanding these things also becomes tough. You need some background to understand these things. And only when you practice this, yes, you'll be able to enjoy happiness to the great extent, because it is threefold. It's a relationship physically, it's a relationship mentally, it's a relationship spiritually. Threefold happiness will be there. But if we just being animal-like, concentrate only on physical relationship, the other two dimensions we miss it, and the pleasure what we get physically is not complete. It is complete in case of other animals, because they don't have the other two dimensions, the psychological and the spiritual. But they too are very important in case of human beings. We are thinking animal. We are not just an animal who lead our lives on our basic instincts: food, sleep, fear, reproduction. No, we are not just animals living on these four basic instincts. We are thinking animal. We can analyze, think, visualize. So just that one physical dimension is not sufficient for us, for our happiness, pleasure. We need the other two dimensions. Physical plus psychological and spiritual. In some cultures, they are aware of this psychological dimension. But the spiritual dimension and how to achieve it is an exclusive contribution to the world by the Indian culture, the Vedic culture, the human culture. It's an exclusive contribution. So in the light of all those things, yes, you be the queen of the house and you shine there, you get your due place and be revered, respected by all the members of the family in your husband's place. So this is what we understand with these two pieces of Veda mantras from Atharva. Now, we find that whatever we have discussed so far is mainly addressed to the lady of the house. Now, the same thing is also there for the husband, for cooperating, for extending his cooperation to his wife to achieve this. It's a joint venture. Their lives have merged. And there are a lot of instructions to him also. And is to declare all that openly and live according to it. Has to take oaths, VOWS, oaths. And work according and live according to it. Let us see some of them. Gribhnamite Saubhagatvaya hastam. Gribhnamite Saubhagatvaya hastam. Atharva 14:150.
Gribhnamite.
Gribhnami, Bha is Mahaprana. Gribhnami te Saubhagatvaya. Gribhnami te Saubhagatvaya hastam. Atharva 14:150. 50.
Sharmaji, one doubt in previous shloka. Paraitya. Paraitya.
Paraitya.
Adhipatyurastam.
14:145 or
43.
14:164.
14:143.
Okay.
Adhipatyurastam.
Patyurastam. Patyurastam. That is Patihi Astam, the house of your husband. Astam is house. Patihi. Patyuhu, sorry. Patyuhu Astam. Patyuhu Astam. Patyurastam.
And Patyurastam, after that?
Paretya. After going there. Paretya, after going there. Paretya. P-R-E-T-H-Y-A. Fair? Okay.
Adhi.
Patni. Huh?
Adhi.
Adhi. Samragni Adhi. Adhi Astam. Going there to your husband's wife and staying there. Being there. Adhi is to stay. Paritya. After going to your Patyuhu Astam. Adhi. Adhi Paritya. Going there and establishing yourself there. Where Patyuhu Astam. And what you have to do? Tam Samragni Bhava. Bhava is understood there. Tam Samragni Bhava. Gribhnami te Saubhagatvaya hastam. Gribhnami te Saubhagatvaya hastam. Atharva 14,150. 14,150. Another one. Patni Twamasi Dharmana. Patni Twamasi Dharmana. 14,151. Atharva 14,151. Patni Twamasi Dharmana. Mameyamastu. Mameyamastu. Mama iyam astu. Mameyamastu. Poshya. Mameyamastu poshya. 14,152. 14,152. Mameyamastu poshya. Na steyamadmi. Na steyamadmi.
Same mantra?
Steyam admi.
Same
Na steyam. Steyam. STHEYAM.
Same mantra?
Huh?
Is it the same mantra?
No. 14,157. Na steyam admi. Atharva 14,157. Na steyam admi. Girbhanami te saubhagatyaya hastam. Saubhagatvaya hastam. Patni Twamasi Dharmana. Mameyamastu poshya. Nasteyamadmi. The first one is 14,150.
Yeah.
Second one 14,151. 14,152. 14,157. I've taken 4 pieces from 4 different mantras and all expressing a convergent idea, the same idea. Slightly in a different shade, idea is the same. Now these are all the vows taken by the husband to the wife. Vows given, promises made between husband to wife. He is also bound. He is also bound. It's not that we give guidelines only to the lady of the house, but also the man of the house. And these things are very much employed while performing the rituals of Vivaha. Vivaha Samskara, while Vivaha Samskara is performed, during the course of the rituals that are performed, these mantras are employed to give guidance to the bride and the groom who become husband and wife. And these go a long way to bind them together, to achieve the ideal of a marriage, that is to become one physically, mentally, and spiritually. Garbhanamite saubhagatvaya hastam. So one very important phase, stage during Vivaha Samskara, during the rites of Vivaha, is Panigrahana. Panigrahana. The hand is held by the groom, that is the bride. He holds her hand and lovingly pats it and gives this promise. I'm holding your hand. I'm with you. I'm fusing my life with your life. For what? Saubhagatvaya. for our prosperity. Our prosperity is achieved by our coming together, or the goal of our coming together is to achieve our prosperity. To ensure prosperity in our future life, ensure prosperity in our future joint life. I'm holding your hand. So holding the hand and patting with love, yes, conveys many, many messages. It's a part of the body language. That's panigrahana. So I'm doing this for our prosperity in future. Saubhagatvaya grabhanami, I hold. It is one physical expression through body language. And what is the mental disposition? Yes, we shall depend on one another. We shall hold our hands together. And being supportive to one another, yes, we shall achieve our progress. We shall achieve our prosperity. So it's not just physical. We understand very clearly. It's not just physical. It is beyond physical. It is a relationship which extends to, apart from physical dimension, to other two dimensions. One is mental or psychological, and the other one is spiritual. This prosperity can be achieved only when there is that strong bond between the two at all the three levels: physical, psychological, and spiritual. If anyone is missing, okay, we can somehow pull on, but we cannot achieve prosperity. It's a mutual cooperation required between both husband and wife. And not only one dimension, but all the three dimensions. Prosperity is assured. So the prosperity point is highlighted here. It's very clear that it has got several other dimensions, not just one. One is sufficient for an animal, but for a human being, one is not sufficient. It is three dimensions. I have to work at all the three levels. And to continue the same concept, it says in the second one, Patni Tomasi Dharmana. I take you as my wife. I take you as my wife in the name of Dharma. Now, this Dharma concept is so wide, and unfortunately, we don't have an equivalent of the Dharma in English. And religion is not equal to Dharma. Religion is a way of worshipping God. Dharma doesn't mean that. Dharma is that which supports us and which helps us grow and achieve prosperity and progress. That is Dharma. Dudhai dharana poshana yoho. Which supports us and which nourishes us. And that is Dharma. In short, we can understand it as those values, those human values which sustain us and help us achieve our prosperity and progress. All those factors come under this Dharma. All those factors which sustain us and nourishes us. That is Dharma. Now, keeping them as my guideline, keeping them as my framework, you are my wife, you are my partner. Patni Tvamasi Dharmana. Even this explains us that the relationship between husband and wife is not just physical. It's not just physical. It is physical, of course, but it doesn't stop there. It goes into, it expands into, it percolates into the other two dimensions. Psychological or mental and spiritual. Now, only when these dimensions are there, dharma can be achieved. Dharma is sustenance, nourishment, which result in prosperity in future. That is dharma. Now, to achieve it, it should be in all the three dimensions. In case of an animal, there is only sustenance. No progress, no prosperity. They just sustain and finish off their life. They're just one dimension, the physical dimension is sufficient for reproduction, over. It's not just that. It's not just a reproduction animal-like. It is production of Sat Santana, a worthy progeny. So to beget worthy progeny, all the three dimensions are essential. Physical, mental, and spiritual. And a combination of all the three together is dharma. If it is going to sustain, nourish, and enrich us our lives. That's dharma. So to achieve that dharma, yes, I am your husband. To achieve that dharma, you are my wife. That's the way this marriage, that's the way the relationship between husband and wife is looked at. Not just a physical satisfying of needs. Mameyamastu poshya. Next one. In this process, in this long journey of ours together, it's a joint venture, husband and wife. Yes, I shall nourish you. I shall give you what is all are required for your nourishment and happiness and sustenance. It's my responsibility. The husband says to the wife. It's not that she is incapable of taking care of herself. It's very important. It's not that she is incapable and he has to support. No. There's a clear-cut understanding between the two that we were discussing in the previous class. For any progeny to progress, we need three functions. One is dharana, poshana, and rakshana. Dharana, to bear. Clearly it is garbha dharana. Garbha dharana, that's what I'm speaking of. Poshana, to give all the nourishment to the fetus, to the infant. And rakshana, giving protection. Garbha dharana, shishu poshana, and rakshana. Now here it is very clear that in the framework of a family, in the joint venture between husband and wife, in their joint journey, a woman is capable of performing all the three functions. She can bear the child, she can nourish the child, and she can also protect the family. When I say protect the family, to get and distribute whatever is required for the family for sustenance. She can do anything. All the three she can do. When it comes to the case of a man, he cannot bear, he cannot conceive. He cannot nourish the child in the womb or just born child, the infant. He cannot. Rakshana he can do. He can protect by providing what is necessary for running of the house. That he can do. Or that is the only job he can do. Under this circumstance, there is a clear-cut distribution of responsibilities and distribution of functions, and this Rakshana part is left to the man because he can do only that, and for a woman, the two other responsibilities are given, Dharana and Poshana. She can also do Rakshana, but it is distributed to the man, is given to the man. Okay, you are capable of doing this one only, do this. And the woman is relieved from that Rakshana part. Because she has to concentrate on the first two, which she alone can do, Dharana and Poshana. To conceive and to nourish. So it's a clear-cut distribution, a harmonious and understanding distribution of the functions. So because that Rakshana part is given to the male, he says, Mami yamastu poshya. I shall take care of that Rakshana part. I shall nourish you, your child, and the whole family. I shall take the responsibility. I will not run away. I will not escape from my responsibility of protecting, of nourishing the whole family unit. It shall be my responsibility. I will take care of it. Because it's the only job which I can do. I cannot conceive. I cannot give birth and nourish the infant. I cannot. This one I can do. That is protection part. That is nourishing the whole family. Yes, I will do it. Ameya masu poshya. So in this, you are the focus. And oh my wife, you are worthy of being supported by me. You are worthy of being nourished by me. You are worthy of getting all your needs satisfied because of me. Ameya masu poshya. Pusha pushtav. To make you stronger. Physically, mentally, spiritually, what are all required, yes, I shall provide it. To make you stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually. You deserve it. So that's the meaning of this one. Miyamastu poshya. 14.152. Then another woe he takes. Nasteyamadmi. In this whole process, this big journey of the husband and wife, both of us, I shall be faithful to you. I shall be faithful to you. Steyam is cheating. Steyam is stealing. Being unfaithful. Na steyam adme, I shall not be unfaithful to you. And all my concentration, all my focus shall be on you and you alone and this family. I shall not be unfaithful to you. Is a very, very important thing because nowadays the emphasis is being on, the emphasis is given on the physical dimension only. Mental and spiritual dimension is forgotten. Now, in this case of physical relationship, it has become practice for, of course, both husband and wife to have many, many relationships, many, many affairs. They are not faithful to one another because they are after their physical thirst. Mental and spiritual angles are missing. They want somehow their physical satisfaction. For that, they are prepared to sacrifice, knowingly or unknowingly, the mental and the spiritual dimension. They have got a lot of affairs. Within the wedlock, the affairs has to be confined. It cannot go beyond that for a healthy relationship. A relationship with more than one man, more than one woman, has got its own implications. And over a period, we observe that they suffer from STD. It's an abbreviation. Sexually transmitted diseases. STD. And the worst condition of that STD is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. That's part of this STD, sexually transmitted diseases. Only when one is faithful to one's partner, with love, bound to one partner, With faith, yes, such problems will not be there. Because the physical relationship is so sensitive. Unless it is maintained hygienically. When I say hygiene, it means one man to one wife and one wife to one man. They can never prevent such STD and AIDS. Whatever precautionary method they take, it's quite possible that such things will happen, and still the two other dimensions are missing, the mental and the spiritual. A happiness between husband and wife, the satisfaction between husband and wife shall be complete, the bondage will be complete when they consider all the three dimensions, physical, mental and spiritual. Those who consider all these three dimensions, yes, they can experience a greater happiness, they can experience greater security. Now this is what the Vedic science, this is what the Vedas, the Indian culture, the human culture explains to every human being, irrespective of caste, creed, gender. It's for all. So the relationship between the two has to be faithful. If they are not faithful, yes, we have got a lot of problems. Physical, mental, and spiritual. All the three dimensions it affects negatively. Diseases will prop up at the physical level, as I said just now, STD and AIDS. And problems will prop up at the mental level. Because a person will not be satisfied just because of their sexual relationship, but also by mental relationship called friendship. Both have to go together. If they are after just physical satisfaction, the mental side is missing, and mentally they become disturbed. Mentally they feel insecurity. Mentally they feel that they are alone. Nobody is there as a friend which will be with them for lifelong. The friendship is very much essential. The joint living is very much essential. And it has to be with one person, because they can develop it, they can nourish it, they can make it stronger. If the partner is changing very frequently, this part will suffer. This bondage will not be improvised, will not become stronger, because the partner is changing. So one man to one wife to one man, and to that very person makes the bondage stronger. They have to work for it, both have to work for it, and it's possible. And once the bondage becomes stronger and stronger, yes, they shall be happy and contented at all the three levels, physical, mental and spiritual. This is a very, very subtle science. This is a very, very subtle science. And that's what is explained here in these Veda mantras. So I shall be faithful to you. We shall take the journey together. I believe in you. I depend on you. You believe in me. You depend on me. I shall be your support. I shall be your good friend. I shall be your good partner. You shall be the same. Na steyam admi. I shall not transgress this. I shall not trespass this line, which I myself is laying down. I shall not trespass. This shall be our limit. We will not cross the limit. This shall be our binding thing. This shall be our bound, and I will not cross over this bound. Nasteyamagni. Now these are all the promises made by the groom, the husband, to the wife, in particular during the Vivaha Samskara, during the wedding. It's not just I declare you man and wife and it's over. No. How you become man and wife, how this relationship is stronger, how this relationship is the highest, how this relationship can give the best happiness and comfort and security. All that is explained step by step in these words. Nasteyam that's Atharva 14.157. 14.157. So these are all things for us to ponder over, to analyze, and to practice, and reap the best benefits. Okay, thank you for the day. There are many such guidelines, wise words for us to follow. We'll discuss about them in the coming classes.
Sharmaji, one question. Samapo Hridayanau.
Hridayani now. Hridayani now.
Where is it?
Now is in the dual number.
Okay.
Let our hearts become one as two waters. Samapo Hridayani now. Now means our Hridayani hearts, Samapaha, become equal, become same as two waters. Apaha is water.
Do you know the location of this one? The location.
Location, that I'll see and tell you. Samapo Hridayani now. That I'll see and tell you. That quotation I get immediately. The number and other things you have to refer and tell. I'll tell you. Samapo Hridayani now. So you put two brackets and keep it blank. Tomorrow I'll tell you. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is my dialysis. The day after tomorrow we'll meet. Then I'll give that location, address. Okay, thank you all. Namaste.